Bleh.
Guys, you know what I see right off the bat, right behind John? I mean, this is beautiful. Look at these boxes, my
I have a few.
lord.
I have a few.
You have a few. I mean,
Yeah.
what are these now? Hold on a second. Are these all variants? Like, is this like year by year that I'm seeing?
It's mostly like 70s and 80s. That's what I collect. Monster
Gotcha.
boxes. I have a lot more, but I only display the monsters.
So I too collect cereal boxes. This is
Oh.
my I do. I collect certain, but not, there's no rhyme or reason to it. I like, if I see art that really strikes me,
Mm-hmm.
I have to own it. So what I do is, I wonder if you do this too. I take the box and I take the cereal out. I eat the cereal, but I immediately fold up the box.
Yeah,
flat.
I do that. Well, my later ones I fold and put away.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I have a whole storage bin, like a storage facility bin, just filled up with all the collectibles that I can't display at home. But the older ones that I have here, they're all empty, but they might have been flattened at one time. But I try to keep them, regular, so they don't lose their shape or anything. I don't have to tape them back together.
So you know
And
what I do?
Some of them I have in, which you might see. Some of them I have in some protective plastic to keep them safe.
Oh, I don't see protective plastic, but they do. One thing that I do see that they're all lined flush. I have in a part of my cave over here. What I do is I take my boxes and I eat the cereal, but then I stuff the boxes with cardboard and paper so that there's something inside.
I have some packing peanuts or some bubble wrap in some of them.
That's good. Packing peanuts. That's a good one.
Yeah, it helps. It helps keep the shape. That's some real nerd shit right off the bat, isn't it?
It is. And Rebel Punk 13 says, as a huge Misfits nerd, this channel rules. And that's and Chris is asking, did I get the Monster Mash cereal? I sure did.
Yeah, you have to. It's really not. It's really kind of bad. I don't like
it's always
it.
All of it's bad. It's not good
it's
cereal.
It's not the way it used to be. It used to be a lot better. And I'm sure cereal heads will tell you that, like, since they changed the recipe, none of it is the same. I still love Count Chocula. That's always been my favorite. But the recipe's not the same. But I have to buy it every year. And, my wife likes it. My kids like it. We have to every Halloween we all eat a bowl of BooBerry or Count or My wife prefers Frankenberry.
But that's literally what happens. You eat a bowl of it, and you're like, okay, I ate the bowl, and I have all this extra cereal, and half the time, I don't even finish the cereal.
You want to hear something funny? The guy who owns our studio, where we do a lot of our recording, Kevin Lacatina, Homebrew Studio. There's a shameless plug. He loves Monster cereal too, but first of all, he doesn't use milk. He just eats it dry out of the box.
That's cool.
Right?
I'm down with that.
But what he's such a nerd with this kind of stuff, and I love him for it, is that he will take 2 boxes.
Yeah.
And he will pick the marshmallows out of one box and put them in the other, so he gets double the amount of marshmallows when he reaches his hand in there.
That's so wonderful. Like that, they now sell. I mean, for years you can get this. There's a market for it too, but they sell just the marshmallows. You can even special order.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know specifically with the Monster cereals, but like you can just get Lucky Charms marshmallows now. Like,
I didn't know that.
Well, you used to be able to. You actually had guys going in, buying cereal, picking them out, and then you could buy the marshmallows in bulk on like eBay.
Oh, wow.
But now they've commercially, like Lucky Charms, General Mills, they actually package
That's kind of
cereal.
Gross if you think about it. Some stranger sticking his hand in there and then selling it.
I mean, like there's a market. Well, I'm sure maybe they're wearing rubber gloves. There's a market. John, there's a market for everything.
Yeah,
I
guess so.
If you want it, if you can think of it, they're going to do it. And, that's the thing. I love
them if they can do it.
Exactly. And I really love strange, weird food and junk food. That's another sort of obsession of mine. I don't collect the packaging, but it's like I have to try one. I have to try like one of everything,
Yeah. There's so, I have a lot of snack, which you'll see. I have a lot of vintage snack cake boxes and just like regular snack stuff.
Yeah.
The candy stuff, it's kind of hard to collect because
you can't.
It's just you can't display them. You have to kind of put them in something. There's so much. I actually know a guy from Queens. I haven't seen him in a long time, but he has a candy collector website, and he's really good at that stuff, like all the way back to like the 60s and 70s with the packaging.
Wow. So how does he preserve that stuff?
He probably puts it in like plastic bags, or puts them in like photo album type stuff to preserve them that way. I haven't seen him in probably 15 years, so I don't know how he's doing it these days, but I would imagine that was what he did.
You know what the problem is at the end of the day, and it's like something that you just spoke to, and this is the problem with collecting. It's the same philosophy. All right, stay with me here for a minute. Bear with me with what I'm going to say. Mm-hmm. It's the same philosophy as when you order a consumer good. Like, let's say you order something off of Amazon, whatever, a humdinger, a remote, something, just anything, a pair of headphones. The product is only as good as its weakest part. If the weakest part is really bad and it breaks, the whole sort of thing loses its functionality. Mm-hmm. And that's the analogy that I then want to plug into. Collections are only as good as the space that you have to house them in a weird kind of way. Like, if you don't have a space, then you just have your stuff sitting in boxes. And like, the ultimate tragedy for any collector is, part of the collection is being able to look at it. It's like, maybe it's the way our brains are wired, like a little OCD. Like, I love seeing everything and the variance of color, and everything's like aligned here and there, that kind of thing. But you're only as your collection is directly predicated or related to the space that you have to display it. Otherwise, it's in storage, right?
Well, I know people that are like that too. Like, they immediately get something, they flatten it, they wrap it, they put it away, and they basically kind of forget about it. But in their mind, they know they have it if they ever want to go to it. Like, they want to have it, but they don't want to see it. Some people are like that too.
Right.
It's weird. Like,
some
people
out of sight, out of mind.
Out of sight, out of mind, and in the back of their minds, they know they have it, and if they ever want to go to it. And some people have so much stuff that they love to dig for it. Like, don't you have so and so? Yeah, I think I got that somewhere.
Right.
But I'd have to. I gotta look. I don't know where it is.
And then they get to remember. They get to look through and remember what they have. And yada yada yada.
Something they may have forgotten, and then
good point.
The fun is in the hunt sometimes.
I can get down with that. Why don't you show it? Take us on a little tour. Let's see what you got going on here in this man cave.
All right.
Whatever you can divulge. Let's see, because it looks like you got some...
It's kind of hard to see what I'm looking at here behind me, but this is a lot of the Count, Frank, and BooBerry.
Yeah. And I see the variance in packaging. You really, you collect.
It starts off with the original ones from the early 70s, what they call the holding spoon.
Yeah.
With the big face they call it.
Oh my God, you really know your shit. Wow.
And then there was a small series like this, which this one is in a plastic. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah,
There's a small series called Holding Spoon, where you see the big cereal, you see his body, but he's holding the spoon. They only did that for a couple of a very short period of time, and then it goes to the traditional pouring milk. That's what they call it.
Oh my God!
So there's actually 3 variants, and it goes the same with. I don't think I have a Frank. I have a BooBerry. I don't know if you can. Am I pointing to it? I got the phone in front of me.
I see BooBerry, but it's like kind of out of.
How's that?
I can see. No, I can see it. We can see
he's
part
holding.
Of it.
This is
part of it. I can't see what he's holding, but I can see just the berry part. Oh, now I can see it. Very good. Yeah,
they call that's holding spoon. So those are really rare. The holding spoon. Yeah, the holding spoon. What they call it. That series is very rare.
Now I remember back in 2014, I bought 10 boxes with the new that's when they reintroduced Yummy Mummy and Fruit Brute.
Yeah.
They had the updated cartoon versions that are just super lame, and then they had the retro ones. And I bought one of each.
Oh yeah, I have them all.
They're great.
It continues over here.
Oh my Lord.
BooBerry, Fruit Brute.
Yep, Yummy Mummy.
And Yummy Mummy.
Oh, it's great.
That's the pack. That's like the snack cake packaging and stuff I was telling you about.
You know what else is great too? The
kinds of various stuff
Halloween Crunch, Captain Crunch's Halloween Crunch.
Oh yeah, I just finished it off. I just finished
and that's a good cereal
and there's
too.
There's my Monster Mash.
Yeah, you got the Monster Mash. I decided, you know, I don't know, John. You might actually really enjoy this on my channel. Shameless plug on my own channel. How about that? On my channel, I review cereal. I have a thing called Cereal Killer.
Yeah. I've seen some of them.
Oh, okay. So so for anybody who's into cereal, like reviews and cereal, I do a whole cereal review series. I'm doing one on Monster Mash because I had to buy the box.
Good one.
So.
There's a good one called Cereal Time. It's a guy named Gabe Fonseca from Los Angeles.
Cool. I'll check it out.
I've done some trading with him. Yeah, he's pretty good with that kind of stuff too. Just real quick before we go back to talking, there's
please.
Do you see all that?
Yeah. Now I see it. Look at that Misfits collection. Look at that. All originals, I assume.
No comment.
No comment. Okay, fair enough.
Some of them, yes. Some of them, no.
You know what? I don't have originals. My collection is some of it's bootlegs. Look at that Voice of Doom in the chiller. You did the chiller backdrop. That's
the chiller
awesome.
Hand. Yeah. We're gonna hang that outside the VFW that night. That's gonna be.
Oh, that's great.
You know.
That is great with the 6 fingers. Chiller. Look at that. 3 hits. EF board. I see. That's a really nice room. And you know, let me ask you this, John.
One last thing.
Oh yeah, show us. Go ahead. Oh yeah. Cough Cool promo. So that promo, the master for that promo, that is where the Misfits logo comes from. It was written. That was the first time he wrote it like that, and then transponded it on everything. So it comes from that Cough Cool.
Can you see me okay?
Yeah, you look good.
All right, cool.
You're good. It's nice to have the boxes in the background. Yeah. What is it to have to sit in a? What is it about us that like to just sit in a basement surrounded by all the things that make us happy?
It's for people like us that are into this kind of stuff. It's like I know some guys that have all like New York Giants or New York Yankees memorabilia in their man cave. But for like musicians or people involved in this kind of stuff, this is what we do.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have a room where it's just all your stuff and you can just, like right now I got Halloween 2 on.
Yeah, Sam Hain. Do you agree? I know we're about to jump really out of order here. Do you agree with that being the impetus, the inspiration for Glenn Danzig?
I don't think so. I mean,
really?
From the movie, I doubt if it was from the movie.
I think that's when his obsession with the notion began.
It could have been.